we have a brother, Dr. Kim Byun-yong. He's a distinguished professor in the Department of Economics at Seoul National University. He has a deep heart and a deep research on North Korea. He also serves as an elder in a local church. He'll now come and we'll all listen and share in some of his insights about North Korea. Dr. Kim.
Hello, brothers and sisters in the Lord. The population of North Korean people is 25 million, and its income per capita is estimated to be less than $1,000, making it one of the world's poorest countries. North Korea experienced economic crisis known as the Arduous March in the mid-1990s, in which about 3% of the population died of starvation. Kim Jong-un, who began his rule in late 2011, announced a policy of parallel development of nuclear weapons and the economy. To facilitate economic recovery, Kim Jong-un implemented a pragmatic policy of paying blind eyes to market activities that ordinary people engaged in for survival and prosperity. However, economic growth had been restricted due to continued nuclear development and avoidance of reform and opening. Moreover, the North Korean economy has been experiencing a crisis due to the UN Security Council's economic sanctions in response to North Korea's a series of nuclear and intercontinental ballistic missile tests in 2016 and 2017. Since early 2020, the economic situation has worsened as trade was blocked and the movement of people and goods between regions was restricted to prevent the inflow of COVID-19 virus. As a result, household income is believed to have decreased by about half between 2017 and 2023. The median household income of North Koreans is estimated to be $49 per month in 2016, but nowadays just $37 per month. And this trend appears to have continued during the COVID-19 lockdown period. Currently, North Korean households appear to be consuming only about 80% of the calories recommended by UN on average. And it is believed that many people have reduced the number of meals they eat from 3 to 2 or even 1, and eating corn instead of rice. And about 40% of people are not able to access to safe drinking water. After North Korea-US summit held in Hanoi in 2019 ended without results, Kim Jong-un began to strengthen internal control and put greater emphasis on ideological armament. In particular, policies are being implemented to crack down on market activities, which are the main source of livelihood for households, and return to a socialist economic system. As a result, the life of people became more difficult. Additionally, hostile words and actions towards South Korea have been more frequent. In early 2024, the North Korean authorities denied the unification of North and South Korea and defined inter-Korean relations as two hostile countries. And the laws have been enacted banning the use of South Korean style of language while accessing or distributing South Korean culture, punishable by death in severe cases. North Korea appears to be supplying artillery shells to Russia. In June of this year, Russian President Vladimir Putin visited Pyongyang and signed the North Korea-Russia Treaty. The treaty stipulates that if one of two countries is attacked from the outside, the other country will mobilize all means without delay to provide military support, etc. This treaty may create a dangerous situation in which problems on the Korean Peninsula become intertwined with the Russian-Ukrainian war. The Korean Peninsula is one of the regions most seriously affected by US-China rivalry and became also linked to Russian-Ukrainian war. As of 2023, 44% of South Koreans believe that unification is necessary. This means that the proportion of people who believe that unification is necessary has decreased by 20 percentage points compared to 15 years ago. One of the major reasons for this change seems to be that the younger generation in South Korea is less interested in North Korea. When asked why unification is necessary, the response, because we are the same people, was over 50% 15 years ago, but now it has fallen to 30%. Currently, there are over 30,000 North Korean defectors living in South Korea. Of them, 50 to 60% say their religion is Christianity. Many South Korean churches operate the Unification Mission Department, through which they carry out ministry work for North Korean defectors and pray for unification, as well as North Korean people who are our brothers and sisters in North Korea, and perhaps the weakest and the most suffered in the Korean Peninsula. Given these situations, I would ask you, brothers and sisters in the Lord, to pray for the following: for peace in the Korean Peninsula, so that North and South Korea can pioneer a future where we can live together in reconciliation and peace. North Korea's nuclear issue can be resolved peacefully. The economic suffering of North Korean people will end as soon as possible, and that they can lead a free economic life without government oppression. For political freedom and human rights of North Korean people. Lastly, may the opportunity for separate families from North and South Korea to meet come quickly. Thank you so much.